And our Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Admiral Mike Mullen.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Governor, Madam First Lady, Mayor Villaraigosa, and all of you are here to support our wonderful men and women in uniform and those who have served. It is a great treat for me to be here, but also be here with, and no, I don't want you to take any umbrage, but I actually married the best woman in the world, and she's the best mother in the world and the best wife in the world. It's also special for us because we're Angelenos. Both of us were born and raised here, and it's great to come home to a state who does so much for our veterans, and we're very grateful for that. I'd like, first of all, just to say thanks to all who make such a difference for our men and women here. California has more veterans than any other state in the country, and you set the gold standard in so many ways in terms of support for our veterans, and at a time where it's never been more important. It's so great to see so many out here. Service Nation, this is a mission serve event, mission service event, and there are many of those across the nation today on this very, very special day. So this happens at a time, obviously, we're in 2 wars. We've got tens of thousands of veterans who are returning home. This is the best military that I've ever been associated with in the over 40 years that I've been privileged to wear the uniform. They are typically 18 to 24 years old, as they have been throughout our history. And they've served without question, and they've made such a difference in their service. And there have been great sacrifices. Over 5,500 have lost their lives, and we owe them a debt and their families a debt that, quite frankly, cannot be repaid. So what you do here to recognize this on a day like today is indeed very special. We also live in a time where things keep changing, and certainly there is great change among our veterans. We've had tens of thousands come home with physical injuries, and literally hundreds of thousands that come home suffering from post-traumatic stress and mild traumatic brain injury or moderate traumatic brain injury. We call these invisible wounds, and I normally don't push a specific film, but tonight on HBO there's a documentary which will air called War Torn, which I commend to you, which speaks very frankly and very openly about the challenge of post-traumatic stress and also the families that go through the kind of stress that gets generated because of the changes that occur in those who go overseas and who make such a difference. And so I would commend it to you. We've got to tackle post-traumatic stress. We've got to tackle traumatic brain injury very, very rapidly, or it will last a long time as in terms of us needing to address it as a nation. As these veterans return home and transition, and the governor said this as well, they are the best I've ever seen. There is enormous potential vested in these young men and women, and it's going to take a little investment on our part, whether it's a local community, the state, or national investment, as they come home seeking better education in many cases, basically taking up the new GI Bill, which is very robust. They're looking for a good health care coverage, and they have some challenges with respect to that, but they're also looking for employment. So focusing on education, focusing on health, focusing on employment, and just giving them a bridge as they transition home. And local community leaders who can help here are what's really needed, and many of you are standing here today. And there are volunteers who are willing to make this happen as well, and I know that's going on in California, and the governor talked about housing, he talked about education, he talked about recognition. We need to continue to recognize them. That's really critical, but as important, if not more important than that, is to make sure that they have a future, life-sustaining future skills, which include education and employment. And there's not a better place to do that than in the state of California. So thanks to all of you who've made such a difference. Thanks for the volunteers. Thanks to my home state for making Veterans Day so special. And I would only reiterate what the governor says. While November 11th is a very special day, we need to make sure that every single day is Veterans Day. They have made such a difference for our country. We need to make sure that we give them an opportunity to continue to make that difference. Thank you for all you do, and God bless.